Yizzo!
Hey girl, hey.
Hi, it's Thursday. Let's give people some
Sorry,
energy.
my microphone is falling over.
That's not gonna sound good. We'll just try this again, Monty.
Hey
Ready?
girl, hey.
Hold on. Yizzo!
Hey girl, hey.
Oh,
How you,
hi.
how's everything?
You shouldn't ask me that. How are you?
I'm addicted to my phone still. It's a serious problem. I had to get a new phone because my phone was fucked up, and I had moments of sobriety, and in that, I realized how addicted I was, and I really need help. It's serious. It's serious at this point. I'm not sure what I can do about it. I feel ashamed. I feel like my daughter looks over at me and I'm hunched over on a phone all life.
I don't think you should feel ashamed. I think I have the same thing going on. I've noticed in our videos, like our clips, that my eyes are off to the side because I'm scrolling. And it's not even that I'm paying attention to what I'm scrolling. I'm literally just so used to it. And I realized too, something that I've realized is I've been leaving my phone in the other room. How many times I go to reach for it and it's not there. And I don't need to make a call. I don't need to text anyone. I'm just reaching to fill the space. And
It's
it's
serious.
bad.
It's
Yeah.
very bad, and it's not funny.
Mm-mm.
So that's just crazy. I mentioned last week that went to Curl Fest, and now that I'm single, I mean, when I was partnered, I would look at guys, but now there's like this openness and this availability that's there now. And it's so crazy to me how we are just out here coupling with men. I'm so
Wait,
unniche.
what?
I don't know how this shit works. I think that's what's coming up for me is I don't actually understand how this shit works. I don't think I've dated or been is that my child's making noise. This idea of like being out. Most of my relationships were from recommendations, or the most recent was from a recommendation, and the rest were from like friendships that formed or working together. And this idea of like being out on a scene, you seeing some guy and giving them your number, and then you talk until a relationship forms, I don't want any part of it. I don't
Girl,
understand that.
the relationships don't form. You
And
don't
they
have
don't
anything to worry
form.
about. You don't have anything to worry about.
Then how the fuck does this work?
You just
It's
gotta hope
bringing
and
up
pray
a
and wish.
lot of fear and feelings for me that yeah, I don't like this at all. And I'm again, I'm not like pursuing it, but just the thought of just being at that curl fest and seeing men or walking past a group of men or like being with you and then men are like wanting to engage or something, I'm like, I don't understand.
Who has
this.
wanted to engage? That happened?
Nobody wanted to engage but us.
Oh.
Or just like just being open, like the possibility of that.
Oh.
I feel very awkward and very like I'm not built for this. Unless
Listen,
I've been
if
drinking.
you, I think that the best thing is a recommendation and being in a small setting. Because I tell you this past week actually, and weekend, I said yes to 2 dates, and neither date happened. So that should just give you an idea of what the hell's going on out here. Like literally, someone complained about how busy I was. They didn't complain, but like just noted it and was like, "Can you please keep Sunday open? I want to take you out. I want to go out. So reserve Sunday for me." I was like, "Okay." Sunday came and ain't shit happened on
Did you
Sunday.
hit that person up like
I
on
didn't.
Saturday?
You want to know why?
Why didn't you? I'm curious.
The reason why was because said person had already asked me for a picture twice.
Oh
And I was like,
God. Oh no.
Every time I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm just." What would I say? I'm researching something. I'm just home. Or I'm in the bed. Oh, what you got? Send me a what? We've never even been
Red
out.
flag.
Right, like we've never even been out. And then the other thing was that they made such a big deal about me reserving Sunday that I'm like, I'm not reaching out to you after we already confirmed. I already said, okay, I'll hold it down. Like Sunday, I'll keep it open. Cool. We already confirmed it, bro. I'm not reaching out to you. It's already enough. You've already said enough. And then the other person just he can't he can't he can't get it together. And another person who was like makes a point to talk about how big time I am and how I can't I don't have time for him. I don't take him seriously in front of people. Like if I'm with homegirls, he's saying it very openly in front of folks, and then was just like, okay. And I was like, I'm here. I'm like available. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, if you set a date, I'll be there. So all right, this date, we going to dinner. Okay, never happened. Date came and went, and I'm not hitting you up after you make that kind of big deal. So girl, I think it's gonna be up to me to set you up, and I have the perfect person, but you're not ready, and that's fine. I truly think that it'll all work out in your favor. I don't think you're gonna be out here like me, but I do think that the person that I'm recommending you should just go out with, and for whatever reason you're resisting that, and I will respect it, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because I know that you're attracted to this person. But okay, and you're not denying it. You're not denying.
I can't deny it. I'm a straight rider. All right.
I think that the best thing is for it to happen like that, or for it to be like a small gathering, setting where you're at somebody's housewarming or kickback or something.
Not out in the streets because I ain't.
No, anytime you're out in the street and you just give your number out, they set a date and nothing happens, and it's dumb. It's a waste of time. If anything, it's just a something maybe fun to do. I'm just learning how to just be
flirt.
I'm just learning how to try to flirt again instead of going straight to like, did you hear what Jake Tapper said on CNN? Hey, what are you doing tonight? Watching this World War II doc? It's really good. They like, all right, girl.
Listen. I want to hear from the listeners, has anyone tapped into the Disney princess, the smile, the openness? Have y'all been in practice of this? Because I have a couple of friendships with some of the listeners, and I know y'all ain't tapping into this, and you keep hearing that you don't smile enough, and I want y'all to do it, and I want to see what happens. Come on now. You can create a workshop around this, Antoinette. $50 a pop.
That's ridiculous. To see my awkward smile.
Oh no, you're girl captivating. When you get into your little Lady Libra thing, it's like
for real. I do it good.
Absolutely.
Oh,
your voice changes and everything. Amanda.
Not as good as Amanda though. Amanda's another level too.
I have to see Amanda. And yeah, Amanda does this very demure thing.
Yeah, she's like a Southern Belle. No, I think the last time I really tapped into it was when we were at that bar, and I was like, watch me work. Watch me work.
And then work it did.
For the time that it did, yeah. But here we are. I think everybody should, maybe I'll do a poll that Shanti should go on a date with my friend who's dope. Who she knows is dope. And who she's trying not to smile about right now if you're on Patreon. Who's cute. Who would take her on a nice date, who's a parent of an older child, who's swaggy.
Because I'm not trying to get all involved. You're trying to get me to fall in love. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to just be in love with myself.
That doesn't work.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Girl, disgusting.
That shit sound goofy as fuck. What? No, I'm serious. serious. He's a catch.
I
he
know,
really is a catch.
so I'm not trying to get entangled. I'm not trying to do it entanglement.
It's one date. Just practice the date or have a good time.
When we find out being in love for the next 5 years, don't be like, Shanti, you're never single.
Let me tell you something. If you two went out on a date, if you go out on a date and then that was the last first date you ever went on, I'd be happy as pig and shit. I would be like, good for you. Good for you, girl. Because I don't think that there's anything that you need to like heal from the last relationship. There's not wounds. There wasn't like it's all good. Like you guys, love still exists. So it's like there's not this process. Like yeah, you have to grieve it, but I feel like you did that because you told the folks well after it happened. I slipped up a couple times, like yeah, we gonna be outside, girl, and you were like, bitch, shh. But I mean. I don't know. I don't want you to have it in your head like I have to be single because that makes sense.
Oh, I do. I absolutely have it in my head. I have it in my head that I need to like get my shit together, focus.
What shit do you have to get together? Tell me.
I just need to focus on myself. I need to.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah,
if you want to actively just pour into you, fine. But that does. I don't know if that looks like you. I mean, you could go out and date and get disappointed a whole bunch of times. For the fun of it, sure. But I'm telling you, I got your king. I got your kicker. I would be hyped. I would love it. And he the type, the fourth date is y'all on a trip. I love him. He be like, he loves love. He be like, all right, we out, Shanti. Bring the baby. We out.
I'm scared. See, that's what I'm dealing with. I'm scared. Anyway.
I'm going to set it up. The next time you come up here,
don't meddle into that. Don't do it.
I'm going to set it up and be like, oh my God, look who's here. Hey. You got to give me his number, though, because my friend won't give me his number. He only gave you his number, which is crazy.
Tricky.
Anyway, y'all should vote. Should Shanti go on a date with my friend, who she obviously is attracted to and has a crush on? Because she can't.
I don't know about all that. I don't know enough about homie about that.
You got a little crush. Your interests are piqued.
Ooh, that's what you got to hit a nigga with. My interest is piqued by you. You like, bitch, what?
He would love to hear that. Like, for real? Yeah, he'd be like, my interests are piqued by you. You try to play table tennis? What's up? Anyway, inside joke. Nobody's going to get it. I don't have any updates. That was my update.
Thank you for engaging with me because it stretched it out a bit. So good
You're
work
welcome.
by you.
No, I wasn't trying to stretch it out. I'm very serious. I don't have any updates, kids. We record the same day.
Everybody pray
so I'm still sad.
Just
pray for the whole.
Pray.
Yeah.
Pray.
Just pray for. You know what it is? Everybody should just live very urgently. That's what I want people to do. Don't wait for tomorrow. And I think that's what I'm dealing with of like it's a mirror, you know? And it's like, oh my God. It puts so much into perspective on like you think you have all this time and you just don't. You don't know. Mm-hmm. And so I'm looking at my life choices, some stuff that I don't know that I can help. Just where I'm at and like, oh my God, if something were to happen, would I be satisfied with where I'm at and what I've done?
Can you answer that question?
Not if you want me to be able to go get through the rest of this episode without dry heaving.
Well, another positive, uplifting, encouraging, and shallow episode of Around the Way Girls.
It's been a hard week.
Never that. You come here for that anyway. But please do support your girls on Patreon. We have a subscription in which you can see our podcasts in video form as well as exclusive content. We have an event coming up where we can mix and mingle and talk with you guys, share your questions, play games, just be in community together. You cannot afford that. We completely understand. You can support still by reviewing our podcast on Apple as well as Spotify. It really does go a long way. And also, shout out to everybody who's giving recommendations of podcasts that we should collab with. You have created a list for us, folks to reach out to, and hopefully we will make that happen. So thanks for that. And
we need to we need to, for the collaborations, we need to create a document.
Spreadsheet. Yeah.
We need to create a document because I'm not even seeing all of the emails that came in. I don't want them to email and then it goes missing, you know?
Well, with that, we're going to take a little break and follow with
voicemails. Sing it.
You say voicemails. I'll do after these messages. We'll be right back.
Boop. And we are back for voicemails. Not really hitting. It just feels weird.
It feels good. I really enjoy it, actually.
You do?
Yeah, the listeners do too. We don't know what gets the people going.
Wayne's World. I don't remember that movie at all. All right, first up, we got four or five. I think 5 of them. Let's just begin the journey.
Hey, Shanti and Antoinette. This is Aaliyah. I am listening to your new...
Oh, fuck. I hit the button by accident. It's so...
Run that shit back. It's like a mixtape. Yo, bring that shit back.
Don't even take that out, Monty. Fuck it.
Hey, Shanti and Antoinette. This is Aaliyah. I am listening to your newest episode when you're talking about Meg Thee Stallion saying not needing men and, we want you, we don't need you. And me and my friends have this conversation all the time. And I think it just all kind of boils down to the fact that Black women the trajectory of our lives have changed over the past couple of generations, where our grandparents may have needed our grandfathers, and no matter how trash they were, no matter how many babies they had and stepped out on them, they needed them because they couldn't get jobs, they couldn't afford the lifestyle they were living, they couldn't feed their children without their men. But now we're kind of in a space where most Black women, if not all that I know, have multiple college degrees, have well-paying jobs. They can afford and finance and do everything that the men used to do. So we don't, quote-unquote, need them to show up in the way that our grandparents or our grandfathers showed up, or even our dads. We need them to show up emotionally. We need them to show up intelligently. And I think her saying that is just basically saying, hey, y'all gonna have to stop being trash because we don't need that anymore. We can choose to take care of ourselves without you. And if you want to be here, I need you to show up at your best self. Love you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, this need want can be interpreted.
Interpreted. Don't play with me. Are you drunk? Don't play with me.
I was dead serious too. No. Yeah, girl, that could be interpreted. How the fuck you want it?
No, yo. Okay, keep going. That was funny.
I can't actually find the interpreted in many different ways. I have had a drink. It's a problem.
That one drink.
I'm sorry. Wow.
Got him.
Yeah, I feel you, girl. I feel that. I feel it. For this particular topic, and from my point of view, you have to be able to hold them both with the same weight. They both carry the same weight. Need, want, you have to hold them at the same weight with different interpretations of them. There's no other way. I don't think one outweighs the other. But
I think I understand what she's saying. I don't agree with it, obviously, but I think the end part, I definitely agree with, of like, yeah, we need you to show up in a specific kind of way. But I also think we're limiting the need and want to like romantic and intimate relationships, and that's not the only relationship that we have with men in our lives. Also, like, I think it was interesting that she said in the past the way we've needed them to show up, and it sounded like mostly it was like financial status, like, making sure that the house was paid for and the bills were paid, and that they were like kind of running the household, well, not running the household, but like making those
subsidizing
kind
the
of,
house.
yeah, subsidizing, like making those kinds of decisions. And then she said today we need them to show up emotionally, um, and what else is like maybe spiritually. I can't remember the specific word, but like I think we need that all. We needed that all along.
Mm-hmm.
And again, maybe I'll keep to like no, we don't need folks. You don't need anyone else besides yourself, I guess, to survive. But I am past wanting to survive, and I'm wanting to like thrive. And so I think with that we need community, and men are just happen to be a part of that community, same way women are for me.
Mm-hmm.
But moving right along.
Good morning, ladies. I am a longtime listener, and I am listening to this episode of Do We Need Men or is it Do We Need Black Men? Listen, I am mad for you, Antoinette. I am crying at the fact that your friend tried to hook you up with a 63-year-old. Listen, 63 is not old. We are taking care of ourselves. But the fact that he looks 63, we're not doing that. Maybe she thought that that's the only way you could find boot-cut, Birkenstock-wearing men is a 63-year-old. But we're not doing these saggy-ass balls and you're 35 years old. We're not doing that. No. Brooklyn has a big pool of men. Don't go to the Bronx. It's fucking ghetto to find love. It ain't there. But 63? Nah. You aren't... I have no words. We fighting. We are fucking fighting. 63, a sugar daddy, that is your daddy. Girl, you gonna find somebody. You too pretty. I can't. Too much.
Sis, I appreciate you because I just want you to know that that friend doubled down this weekend. She doubled down on it. She said, you tripping and you missing out because he fine. And I said, wow. Here we are. I don't have anything to add to that. Shanti, I think you should be that upset for me as well. What would you do? What would you do if I came to a girls' outing where we were bringing like our significant others and I pulled up with
but isn't it anybody that you're with you care about and like you vouch for and you're like, that's my fucking person that I'm seeing.
That's what I'm saying.
So if you walked up with 63,
down with them.
Yeah, if you walked up, I'd be like, all right, girl, go ahead.
No, you wouldn't. Y'all would be talking about me behind my back.
I talk about it in front of your face, Antoinette.
And Amanda and Jasmine's giggles off to the side will piss me off. Their little bitty shade.
I'd be like, sir, how?
Would you call him sir? Would you?
You see that was natural? I didn't even...
You probably sit there with your hands folded like, oh, okay. Probably pick up his plate, make sure you're good, hold the door open for him. I gotta go. She's dead serious. I'm so sick of it. All right, next up. Oh, wrong one. Okay. Oh, no, it's not.
Hi, ladies. I had called before about the 63-year-old man, and I was just hysterical. I couldn't even say goodbye and then hang up the phone because I was cracking up so much. But anyway, I also wanted to address the internet on Botox. Girl, it's not that expensive, and you richer than me. But I'm going to be 40. I'm 39 years old, and I have gotten Botox on my forehead many times. I'm Puerto Rican, and them lines are still coming. And I have nice skin. Yeah, I've seen you on Instagram, and you have nice skin too. Girl, embrace the Botox. So let me tell you something. When they put that little bit of units in your forehead, you don't need that many. The way those lines disappear and the way that lotion and everything just glistens on your forehead, it is unbelievable. It's ghetto, I'm going to tell you, without it. Once you get your injections, you don't go back. But about $200, $300, depending if you got a good injector, it's worth it, girl. It's worth it. Now, for the jaws on the side of your jaw that start to hang, if anybody wants to tell me how to get rid of that, do I need that red light therapy for that? Mine aren't bad, but I could just see The future is, it's gonna be pretty. But anyway, get yourself some Botox, a little 20 units, just test it out, and I promise you don't need no red light. You go see a difference. It's worth it. Budget for it. It is totally worth it. Bye, ladies.
You getting Botox?
I don't know. I also saw Jay just shared something about some beautiful Asian woman saying like, tired of people telling me I look good for my age.
I saw that too.
I don't know. It does feel like a betrayal to the part of me that wants to put a middle finger up to this anti-aging, upholding youth, upholding something that's it's impossible. It's impossible not to age. And the fact that you are just doing something that's very natural and a part of the course of life, to feel shame and to feel ugly around it. So a part of me wants to be like, that's fucked up. Another part of me like, girl, get your Botox. Why not? Do what you got to do. So I
know.
Don't have an opinion.
I feel like the reason why I wouldn't get it would be because, one, I'm scared of needles. I don't like needles. And I would be judging myself like, oh, you caved in. Like you succumb to this standard. You're not, you don't really love yourself as you are. I
could be wrinkly and not love myself too, child. Either way, bottom line.
I can be not wrinkly and still not love myself.
Exactly.
Tricky.
So, seems like the bottom
line.
But
I hate that like I'm definitely judging myself. And then when I see the other women have it, I'm like, oh, it looks great, girl. I don't judge them. So I'm like, why do you do that with you? Why do I feel like I have to
You judge them other women, but just a very subtle way.
First of all, no, I didn't, because I just saw a lady, and I said, wow, you look amazing. And she her husband does it, and that's who I'm trying to get to if I go.
Listen, girl, I ain't judging you. I want to know what happened. I'll come there and hold your hand.
Those needles in my face, like, I don't know. And then it's interesting because if you say that, men are so tricky. I've said that to men, or men have commented like in my DMs and been like, the fact that you want Botox is so disappointing. You're beautiful as you are. And I'm like, but y'all like all the Botox bitches. What you talking about? What are y'all really talking about?
Watch your business, sir.
But also they're trying to like say, we like you as you are, but I ain't asked you either. But also, thank you. Tricky.
Hard loving a woman. Hard being a woman, hard loving a woman.
And just brace yourselves for this next one, y'all. This guy is pure comedy. I hope I'm picking the right one, because the good brother called 4 times. And each time it got a little more chaotic. So, and I lost it just like that. Okay.
It's your boy Big Holy from South Florida. I wanted to say that I appreciate y'all podcast. It's a little different take. Y'all got like the exquisite shit low key. I think episode 200. I was in Delray. I was laughing my ass off. My mom looking at me crazy. I got the earbuds in. Antoinette, I love you. You're beautiful, my nigga. Get out your head. Ashanti, get the fuck out your head. Get it right. You got it right there. Everything that you're giving to us is what we need to give it out, if that makes sense. So, like, you're unlocking shit. Y'all are unlocking shit. Like, in the healing process. I forgot which episode. I think it was the last episode, but we was talking about how do you know this, that, or another. No, bro. We just need to focus on healing. Those wounds are there for a reason. Heal. Learn from what you have experienced. I think that makes sense. I'm going to call again, though. God, but this podcast is fire. I got an Ezra, so nigga, I can't even hit the Apple. But play this part probably. Yo, go get some reviews on the Apple, bro. They changing your life. Why not change theirs? Get them more ads. Anyways, man. That's when you gotta talk about your boy Joe Biden. The fuck? Bro, what's going on in the White House? You heard? Alright, bye. I love y'all. I love the community. Y'all are some real niggas. Y'all stand up. Y'all make me stretch my mind.
Aww.
Y'all make me think about different things. I listen to y'all every time y'all drop. It's different. I'm a little new. It's been about a year. But yeah. Okay. This shit got cut off, huh? Anyways, yo, that's tragic. We had it. Yep. Damn. This shit won't stop. Like, it don't keep going.
I love him.
Dig it.
I love him.
Nah, I hope y'all don't play this. Nah, this is crazy.
Oh no, okay, let me stop. I love him. It gets working. Now, he calls back a couple more times and pours into us some more, but then tells us a story about him shaving himself with his girlfriend shaver. We don't need to talk about that. And ask us our opinion on that. No, sir, it's not gay to shave. And if it's okay if it is, but I don't think you can shave and take care of yourself. But he said he was drinking. But I could feel that he loves us. And I want to hug him.
Honestly, I want to hang. I want to drink with you. I want to kick it with you. I love your energy. Like you feel like my alter ego that I want to be. Actually,
he's so sweet, and I just appreciate him. And it's not more. I just was like, yo, duality is a thing. I appreciate him. Shout out to South Florida. That's where he said he was from.
He sounds like he has an East Coast accent, though.
I know.
It sound like a Florida accent.
No, but when he was like, you heard me?
Yeah.
Like that, that's given Florida. But shout out to the good brother. And shout out, we got another man.
I love the men that call. I love that men are listening to us. That just...
What does it do? This next one might get on your nerves. Okay, so I like him though. He called 4 times as well. The men are long-winded. They can't be succinct. The ladies then got it down where they like, okay, we got 3 minutes before I'm cut off. Cool. The men be like, I don't care. I'm taking up space, and they will just keep calling back. This gentleman called. I'm not gonna play all of them, but to summarize, the first message, he was a bit frustrated with our take on the Keke Palmer Darius situation. He was like, when did having boundaries become like automatically if a man has boundaries and you assume that he's insecure and this and that and yada yada yada. We
have to have an episode on that. That's the next episode. Yep.
Because I don't think that people understand that boundaries are about you. They're not about putting boundaries on the other person and controlling them. Boundaries are your own thing. But we'll talk about that. But he called back and had some input on what the ladies are wearing as a father.
It's Deshaun calling back. I got to finish this point, Elsa. So, yeah, you can go ahead and cap on me about being long-winded because, yeah, I got to finish my point. But you just don't see no other groups having this type of dysfunction when it comes to trying to be in a relationship. And I've never in my life heard so many people talk about the system of white supremacy. But the system of white supremacy means the absolute destruction of the black family. So the best way to go at it people is have them arguing amongst themselves so that way they won't procreate and they eliminate themselves. And that's what we're doing right now. We're on like cruise control. Like white people don't even have to do anything. You just automatically just see it. And when I see black families together, I love seeing that. You know, regardless, I don't know what the circumstances is or whatever. You know, who ain't none of my business, but it's just good to see because you don't see a lot of it. You always see black women with their kids out somewhere, or you see men with their kids. You rarely see black men and women together. And I just think that we're too much at odds and taking pride in being at odds. Like I just came off a long relationship over 20-some years. Now, if I was to act like most people, I'm just going to project every single thing that I didn't like about my ex, and then, well, I hate all women now, and you know, women ain't shit. No, that's cheap. That's corny as hell. That's not the right way to do it. If that's what you project and you start thinking that, you put that if that's your mindset, that frequency is going to resonate. And you're just going to keep meeting people like that and keep having the string of dysfunctional, messed up relationships. So it starts from within. And that's the reason why I don't even want to hang around somebody that's constantly always talking.
I played the wrong one. Sorry, Bati. Next. Here's the right one. God damn it. Okay, play.
Yeah, this is Deshaun from Ohio again. I did not even want to comment on the whole Kiki Palmer thing because to me that's somebody else's business. To me, that's cool. Women want to give opinions on it's cool, but I don't really think men should get into it because that's somebody else's relationship. So I typically stay away from stuff like that. But I am so disgusted with how people are quantifying this. So I guess since I'm going to go ahead and talk about it and go against my normal talking about somebody else's relationship, which is none of my business, which to me is not being manly at all. That's the reason why I don't like talking about it. But I'm not particularly talking about, I'll forget it. I'm just going to give my opinion. I think dude was totally wrong. Like, him just putting men putting all their business out there. I don't like when people put their business out there in the streets, period. To me, that's just number one. Just keep your mouth shut about your own.
It's not the right one either. I can't find it right
do we
one.
need to play this at all?
Yeah,
What's he saying?
There's one that he...
Hey, ladies, this is Deshaun from Ohio. We're going to clean it off. But the main point, the reason why I was calling was, I'm a tall guy, brown skin or whatever.
What?
You know,
I love him. Oh, wait, no. Okay, that's why. He called 6 times, so I'm in the wrong...
Girl, I'm tired, girl.
Girl, hold on. He called...
All right, so now the second message. I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. I have a daughter that's about to go to college. I had this conversation with her years ago about clothes and her hanging out with her friends and going out and what she should wear and stuff, And me and her mom, had these conversations. And I just told her straight up, you do not have to dress like a prostitute to attract men. It don't take that much to attract us anyway. If you got shape, you could be wearing a burqa, and it's going to show. You know what I'm saying? So there's no need to put yourself out there like that. Should you be able to wear what you want to wear? Of course. I'm all for it. But the point is, what you're wearing sends a message, and it brings attention from the wrong type of men. If you're out with your booty out, guess what? The type of men that you're going to attract, and what's going to be predominantly on their mind, 100%, is your booty is out, the cheeks are showing. That's going to happen even if you had on some tight jeans. So I'm just keeping it real. But you don't have to dress like that in order to be attractive. That's where I'm going with this. It has nothing to do with control. It has nothing to do with being insecure and all that, being possessive. It's just about the message that you send out there. Any woman can carry themselves and be a lady and still be extremely attractive and still be extremely sexy. Okay? Don't need to have your skin all out and everything. And if you're in a committed relationship, there's certain things that, yes, I would not be doing if I'm in a committed relationship that I was if I wasn't. And a lot of people want to carry on and act like they're still not in a relationship. Like I said in the previous message, and I know it's going to cut me off, and I'm not calling back again. If I'm at a concert and I'm in a relationship and Beyonce starts serenading me, okay, cool, I'm enjoying it and everything. But I'm not getting up on stage and I'm not grinding on her. That ain't got nothing to do with, well, I'm not secure in our relationship and you know, look at him, she got him whipped. No, it ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just about having respect for my relationship, and it's not necessary. I can enjoy the serenade from the seat.
That was it.
Go ahead, Antoinette.
No. Why would you tell me to go? I'd like to apologize to the patrons because I'm not editing that out. You had to sit through a lot of wrong voicemails before I found the right one. Interesting. I need to sit with it because I feel like he's coming at it as a dad speaking to a young daughter. I think he said he's about to go to college. Okay. I think there's a lot in there. There's a lot
It's
of like,
too
if you
much
want
in there, girl.
it's like if you want to be a lady, if you want to be this is a lot of standards that women need to uphold and need to rise to meet, or just meet, not rise, but need to meet in order to be attractive to him or to qualify as a lady. And I don't know that women are embracing that as much anymore. I think that they're saying like, well, it's also like, you know, if you got your ass all out. I didn't think that Kiki looked bad. Okay, she had a sheer thing on and her butt cheeks were out, and it's like, oh my gosh, she's terrible. She's like now she's not a lady. I don't know if that's the case. I don't feel that way. I thought she looked beautiful, and I also think for her specifically, her maybe boyfriend still and the father of her child has posted her numerous times, celebrating her body and her jiggling her butt, and it seems to be something that he was very comfortable with folks seeing and taking part in. Yeah, it's a lot in there. I don't know that I agree with everything. I know that I've heard it. I know that I've heard all of that from my father, and I know that I still operate under those standards, some of them. And when I don't, it's like I'm reminded of them, and I have to like check in with myself and be like, but do you feel comfortable? Do you feel like you're representing yourself? Do you feel good? There's also like an assumption that, you know, the clothes that women are always putting on are for the consumption of men, for men to notice them, for them to be chosen by men. And I don't know if that was the case. Kiki had a whole man when she went to the concert, and she was having a girls' night and enjoying herself. And I don't know that she was grinding on Usher. And if she was, like, listen, you have to have conversations with the person that you're partnered with. You have to say what you're most comfortable with, and if they align, they align. And maybe that wouldn't be the right woman for you. But I don't know that holding all women to these standards is helpful. And even reasonable. So there's a lot there. I would love to have a man respond to that, because I know plenty of them who disagreed vehemently with Darius, not just on him being public in his approach, but also in just him trying to shame her and say that she has to now live up to a certain standard because she is a mom.
You did it. That's it.
Shanti said I ain't touching it.
It's
All right,
a lot.
y'all.
It was just packed with so much, which is wonderful for all of us to hear about all the ways that we have internalized shit.
Yeah.
All internalized shit and normalized stuff that doesn't make sense. But I think the not that it doesn't make sense. It's not necessarily the natural order of things in the ways that we think it is. I think we've internalized patriarchy in such a way that at this point it doesn't even need men to enforce it. Women have internalized it so much that we just live in it and breathe it and put it on each other and uphold it in so many ways.
And patriarchy hurts men as well.
It fucks us all up. But I really love this idea, Antoinette, and we have had past episodes about relationship anarchy, but I think, we need to talk about credit score and what's your goals in life, and also what do you feel about me wearing, a short skirt and tight fit clothing after I've had a child, or like me dancing on the dance floor with another man when we're in a relationship, or what are your ideas around possession or freedom, or these kinds of conversations should be had in a relationship as well, because the default is that you don't do that because women don't do that, and there's all these respectability politics around it that especially hold true to women that don't necessarily hold true to men, that need to be discussed in a relationship, because it can fuck shit up. It can blow it up. So I think that should be recommended agreements outlined so that you know exactly who you're with, what the expectations are, and you can both go into it agreeing to it, or realizing from the jump, like, oh no, not me.
Yeah, this
I had a conversation with someone, and he expressed his frustration in a past relationship with a woman around her posting on Instagram, and he alluded to something like, he had a conversation with his best friend who's a woman, and they both agreed that if their friendship, his platonic relationship with his best friend, if that were to mess up, if his girlfriend were to be threatened by that he would break up his relationship with his best friend. When I heard that, I was like,
yeah,
girl, run away fast as you can, because what? I was like, oh no, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. That's too much for me to unpack. I ain't in love with you enough to even, I don't want to do that work with you or talk about that with you at all. But yeah, I think it's around the agreements. It's less around, is this person right or wrong for having them? Because shit, if it works for you, it works for you. But if that were conversations had before a relationship gets involved, I think you can avoid those differences. Child.
Tricky. All right. Do we want to move along, or do we want to take another minor break?
Another break? Did we take a break before?
We did earlier on. I'm good. Let's keep going.
All right. Where did it go? Okay. So, as Antoinette has explained earlier this week, there's a lot been going on. And I just happened to stumble upon this while I was doing my addictive cycles, patterns, and loops on Instagram, and I was like, oh shit, maybe we should consider this. It's a mid-year check-in. We've done New Year's, we've done end of the year. I think it's a nice practice to kind of check in to yourself, to your loved one. In this case, Antoinette and I will be asking each other these questions, and they're pretty short and concise, and I think it's dope to have this idea of doing a mid-year check-in, because it's kind of like an audit that you can sit with and reckon with what you want for the rest of the year. We're in July 20th. We've definitely missed that half-year mark, but we're close to a half a year ahead of us, another 6 months ahead of us, 5 months ahead of us. So it's kind of like redirection is needed. and some reflection on what has passed versus doing it at the end of the year and being like, what the fuck just happened? And then creating this big, huge, often unreasonable expectation of what the rest of the 12 months can be. So these are questions that you can ask yourself as well. If you want to journal, if you want to just ask your friends, your loved ones, your partners, folks close to you, just for a little mid-year check-in. So number one, I should have, this is also from I pulled this from the Instagram. I don't follow this person, but the person that I got this from does. It's Anna Lee Howling. It's @ANNALIE HOWLING. And I assume she works around kind of like wellness, mindful content. So the first question is, who has been there to support you this year? Maybe the people you were least expecting to show up for you have. Internet?
You can go first. This is giving me anxiety.
Did you take a look at this beforehand?
I just looked at it and was like... Ugh.
So, I'm actually feeling really proud in the ways that I've showed up for myself this year in a lot of ways, in the ways that I haven't done years prior. I also want to acknowledge asking folks for help. I want to shout out Patrice. I even want to shout out Mandy in a lot of ways, just in adjacency to the relationship that you have with her, Internet, and the ways that she showed up that I wouldn't have expected. And I feel like folks continually show up, and I think those effects are going to be seen in the end of this year, or even in our planning as we figure out what we want to do at the end of this year. So those are the people that I would name for myself.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about Mandy for me by far. Yeah, that's my person. Mandy has shown up in a lot of ways for me.
The second question is, how much would you say you have or have felt able to prioritize yourself and your own needs thus far in this year? You want me to answer first again?
Mm-hmm.
I think by way of hard conversations and hard decisions being made, that I was able to prioritize myself. I think I'm really coming into that season by being single and by not having to have this other part of my life that I feel expectations around, and all I really have right now in this moment to focus on, aside from Jolie, is me and how I'm showing up in my relationships. So yeah, I think that turn of event really happened around the beginning of the year, that happened, and rather unintentionally, but I feel that I have been able to do that and feel focused on that for the rest of the year intentionally, unless I get wrapped up in something as the internet is pushing me to do, inviting me to do.
Get wrapped up? You mean like a person?
I'm only joking.
Girl, I told you to go on a date.
I'm just joking.
We might have to rework your idea of what dating is. You need to unpack that.
I do, right?
It's like, girl, I told you to go on one day. He gonna be like, oh, chill. We going to dinner, relax. The fuck?
We're not gonna be together 5 years.
He be like, don't you just want to eat? What's wrong with you? I hate this because I sound like a broken record, and again, it feels like a mirror. It is a mirror, and I just like, when are you gonna have something new to say, child? That's how I feel. I feel like I want to cry. I don't think that I've been able to prioritize myself. I think I've done what I could. I think this year has just been a tough year in terms of how much folks have needed me to show up. And so I think I've needed to just show up, especially like with the stuff with my mom, first half of the year. She was ill. And then stuff with her husband, more stuff now. So it's just like, and the shit with my dad and his wife. Like, it just, everybody, there's been a lot of health scares this year. And not my own, thank the Lord. But it's just, I don't think I've been able to really do that, if I'm being completely honest. I think that there's, I was sitting down today when I was laying in bed, and I was thinking about that I need to plan something nice for myself. And I'm thinking about my birthday, but then I go to like, well, if you do that, you're most likely going to go alone, and you got to be okay with that. And like, don't be sad on your birthday because you're alone on a trip, you know, like, so it's just like those kind of things that are like, I just hold the two things at once.
I will say I watched you and I've seen you go through all of these things, and I don't know what your expectations are for yourself in terms of prioritizing, but I've seen you speak up in work and try to do your best
Well, that's
to
the
manage.
next question. You skipping? That's question 3. How have you spoken your needs, and how much have you spoken your needs?
I would just go on to say I feel like you have. Maybe it's not to the extent, but in all of this, there are moments that I've seen you say, "Hey, I actually can't do this. I don't have the capacity to do this."
Yeah, I think that's
which
different.
is a prioritizing of your knowing your needs and centering them in a particular
I
way.
don't know that me saying no, I can't do X because I'm burnt out is me prioritize. Like, I get what you're saying, but I haven't actively done the things that I want and need to do for myself. Is what I'm saying. There hasn't been a whole lot of space for that. So I feel like me saying, "Hey, I just need a break real fast because this has been a lot, and I'm on the edge," is not the same as like, I'm gonna actively go do X because I need it. So
Number 3, which is connected. How much have you spoken your needs, wants, and truth in your relationships? Work, family, friends, and partners. I think this is this is a hard thing, but the most part I've done my best to show up. I don't know. I don't think I have, actually, and not because I've been withholding or I've been not because I've been holding things. It's just not a part of my practice of being quite yet. I don't even know what that. I haven't even put that into play in a lot of ways. So yeah, probably not a lot, if at all.
I think I, like you said, have in certain instances, especially when it came to like, I've reached my capacity. Definitely at work, I've spoken about what I need and want, and what I deserve there. And they actually gave it to me recently, so that's good. But with family and friends, I think that, yeah, it's just been I am at the brink. I'm on E. I've been able to say that, and that's been met with some pushback, and other times it's been received. So, you know, I'm still saying it and being honest about it. So that's good, and I'm gonna keep doing that.
Number 4, where have you possibly let your time and energy go towards people and things that perhaps aren't best serving you anymore? Where and how can you make that shift to reclaim some of that time and energy for yourself? Again, I think with becoming single and not, this is in no way bashing the relationship or anything, but I think there is something to letting something go that doesn't feel like it's working anymore, that has felt energizing in a lot of ways. I think that's probably the biggest thing this year that I've done. I don't feel many other areas in my life where my energy is going towards things that aren't serving me, which feels like a good place to be in, and not something I could have said in the past. Yeah.
I think for me, definitely work has taken up a lot of energy for me in the past, and I think I've gotten better at it, and I'm getting even better. Where I'm like, nope, sorry, I'm not available. Nope, can't have that. Nope, 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 nope. So that's really good. I think though that where I'm still, or not still, I'm slowly coming out of that, but letting a lot of my energy and time go towards folks who are not emotionally available to me.
Mm. Mm.
And watching those relationships shift as I shift and and it's really against my nature because I'm kind of like very emotionally available
Mm-hmm.
to folks. And so understanding at this big age of 35 that I can't be all of the time, especially when I'm not being met with that same reciprocity, and just understanding the limitations of certain relationships, even when you know you love the person and you feel like you'll do anything for them, they'll do anything for you, but that there's just I don't know how to say it without
Yeah,
there's just a blockage, there's a
yeah,
disconnect, there's a
yeah,
wall, and trying to love them enough to pull down the wall is not my work or my
yeah.
job. And
That's
so,
big. That's huge, and that I've definitely seen that. Yeah,
yeah. So
that's big time.
it's painful.
Yeah, but girl.
It's painful. And I feel the shift. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed it. Even like this week I noticed it. It was like, this isn't the same. And it's partly because I'm not the same. So,
Mm. Have you spent time doing things you enjoy? Have you found your passion and tried to incorporate it into your daily life? Um, I think I am sitting with being okay with naming and claiming the things that I enjoy, and trying my best to tap all in and to um, reach my potential with it, with Around the Way Curls, with Disabled Collective. These are things that I am feeling comfortable really saying that I enjoy, that really matter, that really showing up for them wholeheartedly. Um, and yeah, I think that for a long time that was something that I shied away from doing. We talked about it before on the podcast, just getting comfortable with naming things that you want. Um, and it feels good. It feels scary, but I feel more excited and energized than I felt in a really long time concerning those two parts of my life. And I feel like it. I can say that I found my passion, which yeah, that's a new thing. That's very new.
that's
So,
good. That's good.
mm-hmm.
Um, I think I've recently, very recently, like the last couple of weeks, gotten into a bit of a groove. I'm in a funk this week, but I enjoy working out I still have not made time to sing.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually with Jasmine's mom, and we refer to her as the God Miss Pam. And she was talking to us, and she kept saying, I would love to see you girls sing in a real classy place, like that place you used to work, Antoinette. Like, I just want to hear y'all sing. And they were in, and Jasmine was like what? Like sing like the standards, like the jazz standards. And she was like, yeah. And it made me want to cry. And I just thought to myself, my God, I did that once. What the fuck? So, that's something that I need to do more of. And I'm just so in my head about it. And I don't know what that block is, but I'm so in my head about it. And it's so annoying. And something that I'm still working through. I'll do it in the house every now and then. And I'll share it with like Black. I don't know why I think I feel safe sharing it with him because like he's on my ass about doing it and he's heard me sing at this point and like mess up and sing because he'll record it and he'll hear me like working through stuff if I'm at his studio. And he's a musician, so and he's self-conscious about his voice, so it's just two people struggling.
He is.
He's so self-conscious about his voice.
Oh,
It's so annoying. I'll be like, you don't sing that shit. Sing a louder, boy. And be like, I'm not a singer. But yeah, it's my biggest betrayal of myself, and I'm working through it. But that makes me want to cry. So, no, in short. But this is mid-year. We still got a little bit of time.
And
or
just
do
like
we?
You said early.
See?
No, don't
Go
stress
off the
me
deep
out
end.
now. Don't
Go off the deep end. We think we got all this time.
I think what you said earlier, even just about grief, it takes a while for you to like wrap your head and your heart and your body and your mind to like grapple with these things. Yes, maybe you don't feel energized and have your full yes and you're not singing, but that doesn't mean that you haven't been doing some kind of internal work towards that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not to say that it's been wasted time or that you're not doing anything. It takes time. It's sometimes out of your control how you process shit, unfortunately. Last question. It's going to stress the internet out. I'm sorry. If this year has been overwhelming, stressful, or just not how you wanted it to be, where can you put in place some boundaries, create some space for yourself in order to best take care of yourself and find some peace of mind? I don't identify with it being overwhelming or stressful right now. This year has been pretty good for me so far, and I'm okay to sit in that and stay in that. And I think the thing that I would like to create for myself or pick back up is being more intentional about creative outlets for myself, which I definitely fell off of. And not being scared to, again, be in practice of saying what I want, whether that be you and I going back and forth with pitches or being very intentional about what the mission is with Around the Way Curls, with Sable, but almost being strategic and finding out the language around what I want and being in practice of saying it to people in a way that I don't cower or feel nervous, just saying it with my fucking chest that people feel it and believe me when I say it.
For me, this year has absolutely been overwhelming, stressful, and not how I wanted it to be in many ways. But the good thing about that is that I don't think I was in control of a lot. I had a lot of good things this year. Like I had the See the Thing Is tour. I'm trying to think, what else did I have? I'm sure there were other things. That's just what's coming to mind.
Can't Afford Therapy came out.
Yes.
Did it come out this year?
No.
Lots of things.
It didn't come out this year. I don't think it came out this year. Did
I
it come out this year?
Attention and I don't remember, but I feel like
I can't remember
really
either. Maybe
up.
it did. I think it did because we started recording earlier than this year. So yeah, I think it came out in January. Yeah, like things have happened. But the things that overwhelm me and stress me out were just curveballs. It's just life shit that happens, and I don't think that it was anything in my control. I think when I look back, I think I handled them very well, and I am grateful that I was am in a position to be able to show up. And so that makes me happy that like things turned out. It was stressful, it was scary with all of the health stuff back home, but I'm glad it worked out the way that it did. I guess the second half of the year, and even with work, you know, I finally got my promotion that came in, and that's a good thing. I advocated for myself, and I made it very clear what I wanted and what I deserved. So I think for me, it's still trying to balance all the things. And balancing all the things doesn't just mean like balancing, you know, all the things that I have to do. It's like holding, I really want to travel. I really want to go away.
Yeah.
And I really want to celebrate myself. But you're going to have to do that solo. And holding the two things of like, damn, I'd love to be able to do that with a partner or do that with, you know, a homegirl, and it's just not feasible, specifically a partner. So these kinds of things are just like, you hold them, you find the balance in it, and you navigate. So I'm doing that, and I'm thinking that I'm it's always going to be something that I have to balance until it's not. And that's just what it is right now. So I just have to lean into the gratitude of it. And sometimes that's harder than other times.
Gratitude and the growth. Yeah. We will put these questions up in the descriptor so you two can take a little
Will you? You gonna remember?
Mid-year check-in. And
Ignored me.
we appreciate y'all listening.
When you ignore me, it hurts.
Will you say things that don't need to be said?
Because I'm not. You know how many times I've been like, I'm gonna put this in, and I've never done it.
Well,
I think I might have done it once.
Let's put a note right here at the topic here. Like a note
It would be a good thing, even just to take this image and put it on Patreon for the folks. That was something that Mandy was actually saying. She was like, you should be sharing the articles that you reference on Patreon so that they have access to them. And that's another added bonus to Patreon of like, oh, check this out, y'all. Why aren't we doing it?
Well, now we will. We didn't know. God help
See,
us.
Mandy coming through.
Mandy.
Thank you, Mandy.
Mandy coming through with the motherfucking come through. All right, y'all. You take care of yourself. Be blessed.
You told me this was going to be a light episode. I could sock you.
We'll holler back. It wasn't that heavy.
I just scrolled at this and was like, this bitch. She was like, it's going to be light. I'm thinking we playing a game. She was like, mid-year check-in. What are you feeling?
Kids, okay?
Mid-year check-in. What are you feeling? Have you done the work that you said you were going to do? If not, why? Girl, shut up.
Let's check in. You'll be all right. It's good for you.
This shit was goofy. All right. You're loved.
Feelings.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Quick question. I have a parking spot on this block. It is not good for tomorrow. Do you suggest there's three options? I get up and move this car at 11:30, and it's going to take me at least half an hour to find a spot. Or second option, I get up and go sit in that car tomorrow from 9 to 10:30 and just tell my job I'm working from my phone. My bad. And I do a little bit of work tonight to set things up so they don't need me to like put things in place, and they could just hit the ground running and I just respond via phone. Or third option is I risk it and just hope I don't get a ticket.
What is this sitting in your car? That's in case somebody comes and tries to ticket you, you can move.
No, you don't have to move. They can't ticket you if you're sitting in your car. It's the dumb. It's all for money. If it was really about cleaning the street, they would tell you move your car. The street cleaner's coming. The whole block is lined with people just sitting in their car. The street don't ever get clean. It goes right by because nobody has any place to put their car.
If you what you gonna do? Are you tired? Are you gonna go right to bed? Or you? Why don't you want to move it right now? Just because you don't feel like it's safety measures and fatigue?
Because it's just going to be it's going to be 30 minutes. That's going to be, I finally get the spot at 12. I get back up here. I need to take a bath. I need to unwind. I need to, I
would do one or two.
You would move the car?
I would do one or two. I would do two or one. Yep.
And then when I get back, upload this stuff for my tea. I don't think I feel like doing that. I think I'm doing two. And I'm just, but sitting in the car because it's hot as shit and idling pisses me off. It makes me so irrationally angry. So I have to just be prepared.
Because of the gas burning?
Because of the gas burning, going out into the atmosphere, and then it's too hot to just sit in there.
You gotta turn the AC on.
Exactly. But in the winter, you just go sit in in the fall, you could just go sit in the car, roll down the windows, car's off. You're not contributing to global warming and wasting your damn gas. It's just, should I be here? Should I be in New York? I saw some shit online. I think I'm doing two. I'm not going out there. I saw a huge, like, 2-bedroom. It was huge, loft, high ass ceilings, for like $1,200.
Why are you not working?
What?
I'm clicking my mic, but then I can't hear you.
Because you clicked the thing and said you were using headphones when you came in.
You said what now?
It was a loft for like $1,200, huge, high ass ceilings, like industrial, like gorgeous, renovated. That shit was in Texas, and I was like, ain't nobody going to Texas.
I'm in Texas weather right now, girl.
Don't nobody want to be in Texas for the politics either. That's like the people, when I see them moving to Florida, I'm like, what are you doing? And why? This girl's really living her best life. I'm happy for her. You don't follow her, huh? Suleika, I don't know how to say her. Juwad? Jonathan Batiste's wife?
No. That's the white lady that was about to die but made it through?
Oh my God. That's how you just said that? She has cancer again. Her mom is white, but she's also, her dad is from Northern Africa.
North Africa.
Just be rooting for her. That's the girl whose book I read. And I actually sent it to Miss Pam and she liked it. She's a beautiful writer. Oh my God. I should read that again. She was such a good writer. Look at this. Gorgeous. Oh my God. Anyway. Like, should I be here? I'd be thinking like,
What's her name told you not to leave, right? Jackie?
Yeah. Psychic Jackie said I'm where I'm supposed to be. I said, for real? She was like, yeah, I think that's where you're supposed to be. I said, okay. Okay. Maybe I'll try to work from a cafe tomorrow. Maybe I can psych myself up. I wanted to take a yoga class in the morning. Like, I hit this girl up and was like, can you hold me down in the morning? But she never responded. And all the yoga classes are booked anyway, so I was too late.
What will going to a cafe do? It just makes you feel...
I mean, it's just like you're not in the house. You might interact with people in some kind of way. It's just a change of scenery. But I can't do that most days because if I have meetings that I have to speak on, they be bumping that music. I'm like, I mean,
Yeah, go to a cafe.
I
That's
have
great.
some tomorrow, but I probably can just mute myself.
Go to a cafe, get a nice little drink, some food if they have it, and walk there.
Cancel this. Yeah. Yeah.
Walk. Yeah, if you can go to a cafe, you can walk to. You get a little exercise in, a little movement. There you go.
Burn that shit up the street. You know what else? This is terrible. Should I say it?
This is
I don't
recording.
like. Yes.